All right. Welcome back to another episode of the J1S Boys Podcast. Today is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. It's your man D Jones, aka The Deleter.
And I'm Brian, aka Captain Elite, in the building.
All right, we finna go ahead and jump right into it. This is a episode about the Super Bowl weekend. We're gonna be talking about the NFL awards, the Hall of Fame class, and the Super Bowl recap. Just us talking about it, what we felt about it, what we got from it. Right now, we're gonna jump right into it. The NFL awards, the annual awards every year after the season has come to an end. Out the gate, the Offensive Rookie of the Year award goes to Los Angeles Chargers. Quarterback Justin Herbert. 31 passing touchdowns, 36 total scores, 396 completions, 4,336 passing yards. When I saw the guy at Oregon, like I'll get into college football, so when I saw him at Oregon, I was like, physically, he's what you want in a quarterback. And then his athleticism, it was there. The arm strength, able to scramble, get out the pocket. I liked what I saw from him. When I saw the Chargers drafted him, I hated it for my man Tyrod Taylor, but I knew his time was come to an end. It's gonna come to an end quick.
Speaking of Taylor, you mentioned Tyrod Taylor. Only reason, I don't know, Herbert, good quarterback. I take nothing away from him. Punctured lung, an accidental punctured lung.
Yeah,
it's what got this whole thing going. I mean,
set up.
Tyrod Taylor, come on, man. He's a doctor, accidentally
set
punctures
up
your lung, and now you lose the job. Like, you lost it like that. That was it. Like, even though you might have had a chance to try to get it back, and you got back healthy. Tough break for Tyrod, but Justin got his start there. To me, he is. I mean, is it his award if the guy in Cincinnati doesn't tear his ACL? Now, the guy, in Cincinnati, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. Like, he tore his ACL, so he was the talk of the town. Like, he had Cincinnati on fire, and like they weren't winning games, but there's optimism at quarterback position for Cincinnati. There's optimism there, and that all came to a screeching halt with that ACL tear. But if not for that ACL tear, I think this Rookie of the Year could go to him. That's it's neither here nor there. Herbert, you got it. Congratulations on that. Who got the Defensive Rookie of the Year award?
Is that a serious question? You know who got that DN up in what's their abbreviation now?
Chase Young. What's that? Washington WF.
Yeah, WFT. Washington Football Team. Chase Young.
Yeah, he's been tearing it up, man. I'm telling you,
freak of nature.
He's got a very, very bright career ahead of him.
7.5 sacks on the season, four forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries.
This is a rookie. Like, he still got some growing to do in the game, mentally, physically. He's just,
if he stays committed to the grind of the game that a player needs to be real successful, other than physically, like the mentality, the learning different techniques and what player to do this to as far as offensive lineman, I'm a bull rush him here, I'm a swim him here, or whatever like that. Like,
I believe we just beat out my guy, Jeremy Chin.
Jimmy Chin.
Shout out to Jeremy Chin. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he came close. I got to check that out, make sure. But yeah, I think Jeremy Chin just came in there. But Chase Young, man, they're gonna be nice in Washington. They're gonna be nice.
Yeah. So you got Justin Herbert winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, and Chase Young winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Now let's talk about some of those veterans. The Defensive Player of the Year award. It go out to that man out in L.A. That freak of nature. That that's a bad boy. That's a like Stephen A. Smith said, that's a bad man. Aaron Donald.
Anybody who's played the game knows that, man, that interior of the line is a tough place to. You can make a difference there, but to be terrorize like he does, you something special to be getting. What do you say, 13 and a half sacks?
Yes,
on the interior.
It's his season stats: 45 total tackles, 27 of them were solo, 18 of them were assisted. 13 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. 13 and a half sacks in 16 games.
From this is the interior of the line, like where you're constantly getting doubled. And for him, he's been doing this for so long. He is part of excuse me. He is part of offensive linemen's, like when they know they're playing the Rams, he is the focal point of the defensive line. So he's gonna get tripled, doubled, and to still come away with those kind of numbers. Like what can you do? What can you do to stop him? You can try to stop him. You can't stop him. You can only try to slow him down. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do with him.
Quick passes, maybe. Get quarterback knows, get the ball out of your hand, because like I said, double team, triple team. He still got 13 and a half sacks. And then what do you say, 45 total tackles?
Yep.
That's 18 assisted, 27 solo. So like to be double team and triple team and still get free to make 27 tackles
by yourself.
That's at least, it's almost 2 a game. Almost.
All right. Now the offensive rookie player of the year goes out to that freight train over in Tennessee, Mr. Derrick Henry. 378 carries on the season, 2,027 yards, averaging 5.4 yards a carry, 17 rushing touchdowns. Longest run of the season was a 94-yarder. Then he had 19 catches, 114 yards, averaging 6 yards a catch for a running back. But this isn't an average running back. This guy's, I believe he's like 6'3", 6'4", easily 250 plus, or about 250, 260, running if I'm not mistaken, like a 4.5. That's running 40 yards in 4.5 seconds. One, that's just fast in general for anybody, but for that size of a man, and he's jacked too. The guy's no stranger to the weight room, and he can sling him and bang him.
See his videos all the time. Where he's flipping the tire, and those tires can be up to 400 pounds. He's flipping the tires, running the heels. He's putting in the work. He constantly puts in the work, and it shows. As the season goes on, he gets stronger, and as the game goes on, he gets stronger. And I know it's extremely beneficial for Tennessee late in the season when you can run behind him. And what you say, his longest run was 94 yards. So,
well, you say that they can run behind him. That's exactly what they didn't do in their playoff game. Derrick Henry was not getting the ball, if I remember correctly.
And then what did he get you? He got you a loss. So how do you go? You give him 378 carries throughout the year, but for me, it is feed him the ball, and feed him the ball. Boom, play action. AJ Brown up top. It's just I don't know. People, I don't know. I guess it's easy to get away from a simple game plan because it happens all the time. Don't get me wrong. I get situation of the game may change and all that, but you got to stick with it for a certain point at least. I would think even when it doesn't look so good, at some point abandon all hope and start all out passing. But you don't feed him the ball, you don't win. I'm not sure what the stats are if you give him whatever amount of carries, but give him the ball like you said, 6'3".
Dude's the size of a linebacker, but he's running the ball from running back. Dude's a beast. Dude is just a straight up beast.
Yeah, he's got the rushing record, second year in a row, right? He won it last year, didn't he?
I'm not 100% but on that one, but
I believe
two. He's in the 2K club now,
Yeah,
and that list ain't long. Let's go on to the coach of the year, rightfully so, given to, or not given, but awarded to Kevin Stefanski, if I'm not mistaken, the head coach out in Cleveland. I mean, do I need to say more? He's the head coach out in Cleveland. If you know football, Cleveland made the playoffs this year.
Made the playoffs.
The Cleveland Browns made the playoffs this year. And if I'm not mistaken, not only did they make the playoffs, they beat Pittsburgh. Wasn't Pittsburgh the wild card, and they beat them?
This is true, because they ended up losing to Kansas City. But yeah, they did beat, like, not only making the playoffs after such a long drought, but also getting a playoff win. So that coach, Baker
Mayfield.
Defensively, they are
young defense
with too. So
Jarvis Landry, that backfield,
and
Nick Chubb,
man.
Kareem Hunt.
Division with, if they can build on it, you're talking about a division where potentially the Steelers could probably be the worst team in the league, because then you'd have the Browns or the Bengals slightly above them or with them. Steelers, Bengals could flip flop for the bottom.
Yeah,
and then the other two would get it, and then the Browns are on the rise, in my opinion, and then you got Baltimore. I think to me, probably sitting at the top.
I'll say Cleveland is definitely on the rise, and looking to take the crown in that division.
It's a scrappy division, man.
I think Baltimore needs to keep their foot on the gas and not throttle out, because that's what it almost kind of seems like with Lamar Jackson. Pittsburgh on the verge of a rebuilding stage, but they keep that defense relevant, and the defense is going to keep in the game somehow. They just got to make a move at quarterback, and they develop well as far as wide receivers, so
yeah,
they'll be fine. And then who's the other one in there?
Cincy.
Cincy.
Don't rush him back, please.
Don't rush Burrow back. Just
He's
don't
not
do
gonna
it.
Be ready by the season. Put him, in my opinion, like you're thinking about long term. Put him on the PUP. And I got another 7 weeks. Maybe you don't want to scrap 7 weeks, but maybe you don't have to put him on the P. Maybe that
bring him back like week 5 or something. He had it pretty early, and so it's going.
I don't think he had it. I gotta check and see what week it was, but I don't think it was that early. Like I think it was at least past mid-season.
Oh well, either way, don't rush him back. But yeah, Cleveland, they're gonna.
Cincy.
No, let's going back to Cleveland and the coach of the year. Cleveland, they're looking to take that crown in that division.
On the cusp, they're right there.
And their success was without Odell Beckham.
True. I mean, you trade him and
I trade
receive an asset or get a draft pick and add more to that. Like I don't.
He's coming off ACL tear, so you're gonna be able to get what you can get for him. But your success was that without Odell. No offense to Odell, but I mean,
Chubb.
Yeah, you keep Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You keep that backfield running.
Fancy he did a great job this year, man.
Yeah, he deserving coach of the year, comeback player of the year. Now let's talk about the comeback player of the year.
Buddy.
This is a no-brainer. It's Alex Smith.
Tell you what,
it's Alex Smith.
Unfortunate leg injury that he had. Like there are some gruesome injuries in the NFL, and he was, he came across one pretty, was it 17 surgeries or something like that? Like he had like so many surgeries on that leg. Like
he was on the verge of losing his leg.
Yeah, I mean
it was that bad.
There's tape, there's film out there. Him like with this looks like this big old thing.
That brace was insane.
Looking like looks like he shouldn't even be out there trying to run.
Yeah, he's lucky to be have that leg in general, but
he's out there, quarterback drops and all this stuff. Either way, kudos to Alex Smith putting in the work and coming back and being, back to what he, was. He was until he got hurt again. He was on his ankle, right? Or something like that he went out. Before that injury, he was he was, he wasn't, I don't think he was he quarterbacking when they beat the Steelers when the Steelers were 11-0?
I don't know about that.
Washington, I forget who the quarterback was that week. Either way, but he was rocking, he was doing great.
He was balling.
Yeah.
He was balling for somebody who shouldn't be balling. I mean, that leg was, dude. You're lucky to have that leg. You're lucky to be walking, and he decided to come back and play football. The little metal brace that they had his leg pent up in, his wife took every piece of that and made it into a trophy for him. That's dope as I don't know what. But I mean, he came back, he balled out. What next season holds for him, that I do not know. We're looking forward to it. But yeah, comeback player of the year, rightfully so, goes to Alex Smith. And crazily, we're talking about Alex Smith. We're going to talk about a guy who was drafted several picks after him in the same draft class, who just so happened to have won this year's past MVP award. Mr. Aaron Rodgers up in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Discount double check.
This is his third MVP award in his career. For the season, he had 4,299 passing yards, which ranked 7th, 48 touchdowns, which ranked 1st, tied for 1st when it comes to interceptions. He only threw 5 of those. And his season QBR rating, 84.4, which is 1st. I mean, number 12 up in Wisconsin, he's money. You got number 12 down in Tampa. That's a whole nother episode in itself. But you got number 12 up in Green Bay. That's just, he's gonna ball out. They need to get some more pieces for the Green Bay team to be better, be more successful. Because clearly they didn't win the Super Bowl. But
tough break for Aaron and Green Bay Packers on how they ended the season, but as far as him and what he's able to accomplish, seeing what feels like year in and year out, man, to me it just seems like I'm kind of I have to check my stats, but I can't remember when he was double-digit interceptions. If he was ever, I'm sure he was double-digit interceptions. Maybe no.
Oh yeah, at least probably one season of his career, at least one.
Okay, but let's just play devil's advocate here. Maybe not devil's advocate, but what if he's never been over double-digit interceptions? I'm just saying that's just a testament to his skill level at that position, and to be able to acquire 3 MVPs. Didn't Brett Favre do that?
That man's name is Favre, and the man's name is Favre.
Didn't he get 3 MVPs? I think Brett Favre got 3 MVPs, thus giving the Packers 6 MVPs at the quarterback position in a 15-year span, whatever span it was between him and Brett there. But if I'm not mistaken, Brett did it. Peyton did 5 of them, so. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, congratulations, Aaron Rodgers, on the 3rd MVP of his career. Obviously, like I said, he would have rather finished the season differently, but something to work for next season. A lot of chatter going on as far as this quarterback carousel. Never know what moves could be made, but Green Bay do have that love.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Sitting, waiting to take over the reins.
It's kind of like a sweet irony kind of thing. Like
same way he
Brett was on his way out, he came in, and then now like Brett moved on to go play for the Jets, and then later for the Vikings. Rodgers is maybe the same thing happened. Like I said, it's bitter irony there with like I said, Jordan Love waiting to take his spot.
But kudos to Green Bay for going ahead and getting their guy and having him develop.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Like if it pans out that Jordan Love, becomes something and does something for Green Bay, I mean, kudos to them to do the same thing that they did with Aaron Rodgers for Aaron Rodgers' successor. So kudos to them for that. All right, now let's talk about the Hall of Fame class this year. It's 5 players.
5 headliners.
5 headliners for sure.
Peyton Manning,
Charles Woodson,
Calvin Johnson,
John Lynch,
and Alan Faneca.
I have memories of watching all of these guys as I grew into being a man and enjoying football as a kid and as a man now. So you got Peyton Manning,
the sheriff,
Mr. Keep your feet chopping in the pocket.
Omaha. Hey man, what can be said about him? I mean, 5 MVP. I mean, he's just like every year in and year out. Indianapolis Colts were just there, like they were just terrorizing the AFC South. This guy was just putting people to bed. I mean, I'm talking about 400 some yards a game, 5 touchdowns. I mean, I'm a big fantasy fan. God, those numbers just would have been. We're talking 2 Super Bowls.
One down in Denver or out in Denver, and other one in Indianapolis.
71,940 yards career passing, 539 touchdowns. Man, what was the all-time rank? I
didn't get the ranking for league MVPs, which is 5. That's an all-time high.
Yeah, he's just Peyton. I say Peyton is Peyton. Peyton Manning. I mean, you cannot.
He's got over his career 65.3% completions.
He was highly touted coming out of Tennessee.
6'5". Oh yeah,
6'5" quarterback, rocket for an arm. Commercials are legendary and second to none.
He's one of the funniest athletes that there is, like in general.
And I think I would not be surprised if he's got one of those serious eyes for talent and ends up in the somewhere in NFL office, be it like a general manager type. I could see him being like a general manager type. I don't think he'd be the coaching type. I could be wrong, but I could see him being a general manager and like replacing a team together. Spotting another quarterback. What does he have? He's got a nephew that's coming up now.
Put it like this: the Manning family, they make quarterbacks. His daddy was a balling quarterback down in New Orleans back in the day. Archie Manning, Peyton Manning, he was a baller. Then you got Eli Manning. He was a baller. Got himself 2 Super Bowls, and they have a brother, Cooper Manning, but he wasn't a NFL player. But Cooper has a son, and and their son, their nephew. I've seen this. I've seen the highlights. He's a baller.
What do you think that Thanksgiving dinner, like all those quarterbacks in there, like
hilarious is what I think it is.
Yeah, I mean they're highly talented, loaded with skill quarterback guys, quarterback family. Congratulations, Peyton, first ballot Hall of Famer too. Like I'm pretty sure that he's first ballot. Like
this is an interesting stat right here. Did 13 years with the Colts, 4 years with Denver. He had 54,828 yards with the Colts. Had 17,000 and 112 with Denver. 17,000 yards in 4 seasons.
Still average 40,000 yards a season. He's in
140 passing touchdowns in Denver. Dude's a baller. He's in the Hall of Fame. Rightfully so. Congratulations, sir.
I look forward to that speech. He's a guy. He's an engaging talker. Like I look forward to that Hall of Fame speech. Moving on, Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson, man, coming out of college, like I think he was like wasn't one of rare defensive backs or what's the list of defensive backs that won the Heisman? He won the Heisman, right?
I think he did win the Heisman.
Yeah, Charles Woodson was just a dog. I mean, just a dog coming out of college, coming out of Michigan. Knew he was going to be great. Started out with Oakland. Had some time with the Packers. 9-time Pro Bowler. 9 times ranked 5th all time in career interceptions. 11 interceptions returned for touchdowns. 2nd most ever. He's a 2009 Defensive Player of the Year. Led NFL twice in interceptions. Charles Woodson is a player, man. He is a tough player, great player. I know he'll be the first to tell you that was a fumble by Tom Brady. The Tuck rule. Charles Woodson was the defensive back that ended up hitting Tom Brady. That gave us the Tuck rule, thus starting Brady to his stellar career, which we will get to shortly. But back to Charles Woodson, man, I'm telling you, you were building, like if you were gonna draft an all time, if you're gonna have a draft defensively all time, he'd definitely be on a lot of people's teams, if not every team. Jumping on down to Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson was kind of a surprise. Not a surprise. Listen, let me tell you something. Calvin Johnson was a beast his entire career. It was a short career, 2007 to 2015. But, like in that short career, man, I'm telling you, he topped 1,000 yards receiving in 7 of 9 years. That's stellar to be up there consistently year in and year out. Led the NFL twice. His best season in 2012 was 1,964 yards. Finished with 6 Pro Bowls. He owned the record for consecutive 100-yard receiving games with 8. That's a pretty tough.
Since Megatron, look at this. He came into the league in 2007. As a rookie, he had 756 yards receiving. His next season, 1,331 yards receiving. The season after that, 984 yards receiving. And then from 2010 on to when he left the league in 2015, he was over 1,000 yards receiving every season.
Hate to see his season cut short. I don't think, was it cut short or did he cut it short?
What, his career? I think
he walked away on his own terms. Like
he dealt with a few concussions over his time. And speaking of him walking away from the game while he, because like I said, he dealt with some concussions, and you know how studies and everything talk about concussions, how it affects the brain, and how NFL players suffer from that. Crazily, I just saw today him and another former Detroit Lions player, an offensive lineman, starting their own dispensary up in Michigan. They're gonna have 2 dispensaries up there.
Isn't they trying to reconcile, the gap between him and the organization? So I think him.
He's moving on to better things.
Yeah, hanging on.
He left the game on his terms. He hates that he didn't get a ring, as most players do. But he walked away. He physically walked away knowing that he walked away, and he's comfortable with it. He made his money. He left his legacy. Megatron is in the Hall of Fame.
Gold jacket coming up for him. John Lynch, man, I'll tell you.
I remember him back
John Lynch, one of my favorite players. One of the one member of the 3-headed monster on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that won the Super Bowl in 2002. It was John Lynch, Derek Brooks, and Warren Sapp. I just thought that
I'm gonna get Rondé Barber.
Yeah, like that was
Rondé that defense. Barber. I remember that defense back in the day. That whole team back in the day.
They were tough, man, and John Lynch was a big part of that.
Hard hitter.
Yeah, really tough team. Remember Mike Allstott? Gosh, I love fullback Mike Allstott.
I love Mike Allstott.
Mike Allstott, man.
But we talking about John Lynch.
John Lynch, man, congratulations on him. I tell you what, not only being a tough, great player and having a great career, Hall of Fame worthy, Super Bowl winner. He's currently a general manager of the 49ers. Let me tell you, man.
He's gonna do something with that.
49ers, they've got a good squad. They were ravaged by injuries this year. I mean, ravaged. I mean, it seemed like every week they could never get a quarterback stay out there, but they've got a nice team. John Lynch does have a good eye for talent in the draft. He does make his 50-50 shot as is. I mean, you want to hit on all of them. John Lynch has gotten some guys now. If his guys, let me tell you, some guys, I'm not sure if he picked all these guys. He didn't pick Alvin Smith, did he?
Who?
Alvin Smith. Remember, that might have been before John Lynch time.
Yeah.
Okay. But, if John Lynch has had some guys that didn't stick around because of some outside trouble, but on the field, they were monsters. But congratulations, John Lynch, on his Hall of Fame induction that'll be coming up. And then the last one, man, is Alan Faneca, guard.
Faneca.
Great guard, played for Pittsburgh and a little bit for the
Jets, wasn't it?
Jets, I think Cardinals too.
Well, he was out in Arizona.
Yeah, 206 out of 208 possible games played.
Say what now?
Played in 206 out of 208 possible games.
Damn.
Only missed 2 games. Out of those 206 games that he played in, 201 of them were starts. 8 All-Pro appearances, 9 straight Pro Bowls, 9 straight years probably like he was Pro Bowl worthy. Now, let me take this all in consideration. Alan Faneca, a guard. I played the position of offensive lineman, offensive guard. Man. 206 out of 208, that is we don't, let's just be real. We don't, I say we, I'm a card carrying member of the lineman, but we don't get the recognition of the bright lights that the quarterback and the running back get. But that's neither here nor there. Played the game
13 years, 10 years in Pittsburgh, 2 years with the Jets. His final year was with Arizona. And the 2 years he spent with the Jets, he played all 32 games. The 1 year he spent with Arizona, he played all 16 games.
Matter of fact, Alan Faneca. No, okay, I'm thinking about somebody else. Never mind, I'm thinking about somebody else.
Man. I did not know that his durability is insane.
Yeah. For a lineman, I mean, any position.
Yeah, especially a lineman, because like y'all, like linemen, they get rolled up on.
Any
easy,
position is
quick.
tough to continue starts at. Brett Favre did the continuous start. Like any, don't get me wrong, any position is tough. All positions come with their aches, pains, injuries, whatnot. But yeah, to as a guard, you're right. Linemen get rolled up on, stepped on all the time. But kudos to him for the stellar career he had and him also earning his gold jacket. So
congrats to you, sir.
Tops off that
that tops off the Hall of Fame. Alright, now on to the big Sunday main event. The Super Bowl. Tom Brady and those Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Patty Mahomes and those Kansas City Chiefs. Out the gate, before everything went down, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go Kansas City Chiefs, and it's gonna be a high scoring game, and the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna have a late drive to take the lead, and then Brady was gonna make a costly mistake and throw an interception, and the Chiefs would win. That's what I said. Well,
do you remember what I said? I remember what I said because I was sitting right here when I said it.
Yeah. Hey, you said the Bucks are gonna win. You didn't say how they were gonna win.
The Bucks are gonna win. I don't know if it's on the record, but I was on the side that Gronk was gonna score twice because he hadn't done much all postseason.
And I knew Gronk.
If there was one game where Brady was gonna go to his biggest security blanket, the one game he's already played in that game before with a guy.
Yeah. Like you say, a guy that he's played in that game with before. Brady and Gronk got 4 Super Bowls together.
There was 4 Super Bowls right there. There is no way. If I know that I got a guy that I've been like 4 Super Bowls, like I'm in the game right now on a new team, and this my most familiar person, yeah.
And speaking that they have 4 Super Bowls, the last 4 Super Bowls that Brady has won was with Gronk. But back to the overall game, Tampa Bay's scored like you thought that they would. Kansas City did not. Tampa Bay defense just annihilated against Kansas City offense. Now, Kansas City offense did not have their starting left tackle. I'm trying to think, did that play a factor in Patty Mahomes running for his damn life the whole game?
We mentioned the other side. We mentioned the other side of the ball was stacked with people. I mean, Paul Pierre, Dominic Sue, Shaquille Barrett, and then you factor in that left tackle was gone. It was writing on the wall that those guys were licking their chops and they were ready to get after Mahomes, and that they did because everybody who saw that game, they saw him. He was running around trying to dodge him, circle him, all kinds of stuff to get away from him. I mean, kudos to Mahomes. He got off probably all of his, not all of his throws, but the majority of his throws he got off, and they were, I'm going to say, catchable balls.
Yeah, they did. I think they did have a lot of drops. Kansas City Chiefs didn't have their starting left tackle, plus Pat's toe injury that he's been playing through, along with a stacked Tampa Bay defense. Like, I did not think it was going to be that damn bad. Like, it was horrible. Like, I honestly didn't want to. There was a point in time where I was like, I don't even really want to watch Super Bowl anymore right now, because I already see how this is going to turn out.
And on the flip side of that, the Bucks had been dropping 30 points a game the last 3 or 4 games, so they were already on the trajectory of being a high scoring game. which a lot of people thought was going to be right in tow with Kansas City style of their high octane offense and being able to put up 30 points, thus putting the over under up as high as it was. Unfortunately, in my experience, like when you get a game like this magnitude, and the over under is so high, take the under, because man, like what was it, 40 point, 31 to 9, like it could live up to it, and might live up to expectations, but I mean, man,
said like watching the game, they threw out one stat said took Brady 10 Super Bowls to score a touchdown in the first quarter.
Just one more thing to add to it,
like they
10 Super Bowls.
The quarterback first half stats was like Pat Mahomes 67 yards, 9 of 19, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 56.2 QBR. Tom Brady 16 of 20, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 135.4 QBR. That was the first half stats. That man was in a whole other zone.
He was at home.
It was a home game.
This was truly a regular game. Like it's he loves all the Super Bowls, but he's been
because it was never going to be a situation like that up in New England. No Super Bowl was going to be in New England, but because they typically have to keep Super Bowl in like a warm.
I mean, no, I'm not saying at home as in the sense of the building. I mean at home as in sense of the atmosphere of what kind of game it is and the game, not the location.
Yeah.
Like 10 Super Bowls. Like I'm not talking about being home. Like no, I'm not talking about the physical place. I'm talking about like I'm used to being in playing this game, like 10 Super Bowls.
Yeah, because
like he came out on fire, mistake free, and like he knows like it's a marathon, not it's a marathon, not a race. Like
this is chess. Who'd your boy say? This is chess, not checkers.
Keep this pace, keep this energy. They came out with great energy, and we say all this, but there were I can't count how many, but penalty like 4th and 5. There was gonna be a field goal. 4th and 5, lines up offsides, first down. I think they took that for a score. And then there's also the pass interference. Man, I'm telling you, they had like so many calls pass interference. The receivers being able to shake the defenders hooking them. We saw that a couple times. One pass, Mike Evans got tripped up. I didn't really think that pass was catchable. The feet got tripped up. They don't typically call it when the feet gets tripped up, but they called that. There's another one, but there are a lot of penalties for.
Oh yeah, Kansas City had 11 penalties for 120 yards. Tampa Bay, 4 penalties, 39 yards.
There you go.
But talking about how you said Gronk was going to have 2 touchdowns. I said before, I said that it was going to be a game for both tight ends. I felt both tight ends were going to ball out.
Jesse had some drops, but still had big numbers. Like
Gronkowski had 6 catches from 7 targets, 67 yards, 11.17 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns, and he was on 88% of the snaps. Kelsey, 10 catches on 15 targets, 133 yards, 13.3 yards per reception, no touchdowns, and he was in on 92% of the snaps.
That you say it was 15 targets, that led me, I'm thinking in my head, 15 targets. So, what were the receivers doing? And I remembered at the very beginning of the game, like it was laid out, like Todd Bowles. It looked like he doubled Tariq and pretty much blanketed, doubled Tariq and doubled Kelsey, and then everybody else could play, but he eliminated Kelsey and Tariq. Kelsey got his targets and his catches. Tariq, what did he have?
Yeah, I don't think
they had some drops, but Todd Bowles put a great defensive plan together, and they played overall great ball. And tell you, crown Brady for his seventh title.
10 Super Bowl appearances. 7 of those appearances he walks away with the ring. And 70%. And we mentioned how Peyton Manning is, he's got the all-time high 5 league MVP awards. Tom Brady's won. The MVP award typically goes, I think it always goes to the winning team of the Super Bowl. So of 7 opportunities that Tom Brady could have gotten the Super Bowl MVP, he walked away with it 5 times. 2002, 2004, 2015, 2017, and most recently 2021.
So 10 bowls, 7 rings, 5 MVPs, and a partridge in a pear tree. It's Christmas, but
Brady's a beast.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people kept saying about Brady, that's Bill Belichick. That's his system. No.
Can't bet against Brady, man.
He went to Tampa Bay in his first year there, which was a COVID season. He had no OTAs, no true training camp time. He went there with... Not only did he go there, he said, you know what? I'm going to bring my boy with me. Called up Gronk out of retirement, and Gronk was like, hell yeah, I'm coming with you to Tampa. It's like they knew that. So wherever we go, we're going to give a big threat as far as winning a Super Bowl. And with what Tampa already had in play, it was like, how are we not going to win the Super Bowl?
And then you add in Antonio Brown, which, he had his issues at the beginning of that season. That was a whole crazy situation.
Yeah.
And to end up having a touchdown catch in the game, yet another familiar face that he threw to for a touchdown, coming up from New England, where they played in New England together. To have Antonio Brown as your number 3 receiver definitely helped in this game. Godwin got some work, Evans tried, Gronk, everybody pitched in.
Yeah.
But, again, to have Antonio Brown be your number 3 receiver, and again, catch that second touchdown. I believe it was his second, could have been the 3rd touchdown for Brady. But, because I know Gronk got the 2, but, again, Antonio Brown was just...
And, going into next year, Mike Evans has already come out on the record and said he's willing to give up some of his money to make sure that they keep that team together.
Sounds like Mike Evans likes the feeling of winning a championship and winning rings, and he's looking to build his case up. Because if you can essentially retain Chris Godwin, and
it's gonna be difficult.
Keep, if say the money works out and you can keep everybody else, and Brady said, Brady and Gronk say, you know what, let's run it back. If we can, let's keep everybody and add J.J. Watt.
Jeez Louise,
as I'm saying, like if you're Tampa Bay and you're trying to go full throttle, you keep everybody you got, retain everybody you got, and then go ahead and throw in J.J. Watt. I, as a Panther fan, do not like that. But
as a Falcon fan, do not like that.
If you were to go full throttle, bring in J.J. Watt, and Brady's like, yeah, let's run it back. Gronk comes back, league minimum. You're talking about like an Avenger squad just about of people.
Can you imagine J.J. Watt and JPP?
J.J. Watt, JPP, Dominic Sue.
Oh, I forgot about Sue. Man.
Everybody comes back. Let's run it back. Winfield's smarter. Like 1 year, one more year in.
And they said they could possibly draft Asante Samuel Jr. in this upcoming draft, but that's neither here nor there. But if JJ Watt was to somehow get to Tampa, I need them to. Somebody needs to block that the same way they block Chris Paul from going to the Lakers.
Brady's gonna be sitting over there like this, like with a little smile, like just running back, and they'd be like, "What if it's a rematch? Like when you make that move, then it's a rematch." And Brady does it again.
No, not even a rematch. What if it's like, what if it's the Bills this time?
Brady's just boom, another one,
knocking all these young quarterbacks out.
That's just
Brady. Like it. Brady's the best quarterback ever to play the game. Like, I mean, you have to give him that title. I just feel like you just have to. 7 Super Bowls, 10 appearances. Come on. Brady and Gronk have 4 Super Bowls together. Are Brady and Gronk the best quarterback tight end duo to play the game?
To play the game, that's
I don't think there's any other
duo. When you say like duo, you mean them being together. You think about it.
They have to be because I can't think of any other quarterback and tight end that's got 4 Super Bowls together.
I can see it. What tight end has 4 Super Bowls?
That's a good question too.
What tight end has 4 Super Bowls first?
I'm sure there's somebody out there, but none come to my immediate mind. And
what tight end has 3 Super Bowls?
I'm pretty sure that list is longer than the 4 Super Bowls.
It's got to be like if it's anybody, if it's a tight end with those kind of numbers, it's gonna have to be from back in the day because like I'm talking about like back in the day,
but
like maybe like 49ers type maybe when they were
Dick Butkus era and all them type of.
It's gonna have to be something way back when because I can't think of any tight end that's like
none come to my mind.
What tight end has 2? Like that's not active, but active, but also like just.
I'm trying to think. Was there a tight end that Peyton played with in Indy that may have went with him to Denver at the same time that may have gotten the ring?
Peyton went kind of through him too. I mean, he had Dallas Clark.
But they had a plethora of tight ends come through Indy while Peyton was there. But I'm saying any quarterback tight end duo.
Okay, yeah.
I have to give it to them that.
Fair to say.
They're the best to luck up and link up and.
Fair enough.
Ball out, win Super Bowls.
Fair enough.
And love to party. Clearly because today's Wednesday, February 10th. If you're up to date on your sports, they had their parade, I believe, today.
Yeah, they had it today. I heard on the
Took their parade to the ocean. A boat
Social distancing,
parade.
man. Social distancing.
Them boys was lit, partying, living it up.
It's a different life.
Brady's tossing the Lombardi Trophy from one boat to another.
It's like being on a bus and you don't want to be on the bus and drop that mug and roll over it. Partying and it slips out of your hand.
As hilarious as that would be. You want to see that?
I can see Gronk diving in for it too.
Oh yeah, that big party animal.
That's a Gronk. But kudos to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning a Super Bowl yet again, and now they are the cream of crop of our division. Like you're a Falcon fan, I'm a Panther fan, and once again we finish. Well, I know we do, but we have to look at them being like, and then we got to see if Brady's gonna run it. Like the off season's coming up. Super Bowl's over.
Brady's gonna be back. Gronk is gonna probably be back. They're gonna be standing top of our division. Does Breeze come back to New Orleans or does he retire? If he retires, I'm automatically giving New Orleans the sorriest team in our division.
I think he's coming back. I heard. I think he's coming back. I think he's gonna come back and restructure his contract one more year. I think. So maybe give Michael Thomas more money. I think I don't know if he's happy or not, but
I thought he did have some
end of the season. Sad part. Like once football's over, got a long way to go, but a lot of more exciting things to come up. There's a lot of things coming up right now. Quarterback carousels still boiled. The water still boiling. A lot of trade rumors coming up. Teams getting in position for the draft that's coming up in April. But before that, like I say, you got to get to the possible trades that could happen after the possible trades. Everybody's trying to put their teams in place for free agency and then phasing into the draft. But again, we'll see how all that stuff unfolds, and then we'll keep it coming to you. But
that was our wrap up of the Super Bowl weekend. That's the end of this episode right here. But next week we're gonna be dropping our regular episode, weekly episode, and we're gonna be dropping a special episode for Black History Month of Black athletes and
their impact on the sports and their impact on the sports world, and that'll be a really fun episode next week.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 episodes next week. Y'all stay tuned into that, and we appreciate y'all for listening. This is J1S Boy signing off. It's your man D, aka the Deleter, saying deuces.
I'm Brian, Captain Elite. Y'all keep it safe.